My goodness, I can only imagine. I'm really thinking about like the entire because what are the clothes made out of then? I mean, it's one of those things where it's like
your clothes. Like my clothes.
Yeah, like because if there's very little light at all, and mostly like we're dealing with microbe like fungus in terms of like feeding large groups of people potatoes. It sounds like you could probably get away with, but like fiber and different things like that you use to make up your clothing. I imagine maybe it's a lot of leather working and
I mean, I know there's goats, so maybe it's all goat skin.
Oh God.
Yeah, I don't know.
Welcome to Brent's fucking nerd hour, people. They're stitched from tenebrous fibers.
So it is funny. At one point, they go to some length talking about the food system in Duskwall, and at another point, they're talking about like the sun being gone, but the world surviving. They're like, "Yeah, don't stress out too much about the science here." They say almost literally that.
Just repeat to yourself, it's just a show. I should really just relax.
Exactly. They pick their battles, I guess, is the lesson there.
Maybe they spin the fibers of ectoplasm from the ghosts into a cotton-like substance.
Ooh.
I wouldn't be too surprised. I mean, it feels like everything in Duskwall is either ghosts or like Leviathan demon blood.
Yeah.
Like that's you got your two choices here.
Well, I think we can get rolling. A quick summary of last week, which was you were following up on your successful heist. You got paid. You went on about town. Somebody showed up at your place while you were gone, sniffing literally around, tracking back one of Gunn's bullets, apparently getting ready to burn your building down. You learned that they're affiliated with a odd and not well-known cult called the Cult of the Tenebrous Worms of the Mist. You tracked down where their meeting place was going to be at a abandoned park in town, Mistshore Park, actually, in 6 hours. Among the other information you gathered, that the cult is somehow related to Lord Skurlock. Weird.
Ooh.
And I believe we left it at you were planning to pay a visit to tonight's meeting of the Cult of the Tenebrous Worms of Mist. And let's pick it up there. One thing that's a little different now, since you're kind of making your own job, which is a big part of the game, you kind of have to set the agenda. So so far it's been steal this thing or break this other thing. You should chat about what you want to get out of this. Are you just looking to blow people up? Are you looking to get information about what they're doing? What is your desired outcome of this job?
About that blowing people up. That's Willie's enthusiasm for that in our last session has been tempered by a hefty dose of reality, and we don't have any access to high explosives or any kind of explosives that would take out anything that large. So
it seemed it was suboptimal terrain as well.
Yep.
You can make some sparklers.
Yeah, no, I can do better than that. I can do grenades and smoke bombs and flash bombs, but and I can carry a bunch of those in my bandoliers. But nothing.
I mean,
Seymour?
from where we're sitting right now, as far as we know, they still don't know we're onto them.
Yeah, we did a little covering of our tracks last time, if memory serves.
Well, we made a really ham-fisted attempt at that, but regardless, I don't think they necessarily know for sure that we know that they know that we know that we know that they know.
And just meta-wise, I'll say as the GM, that seems like a very valid, like, it's possible that they have some really subtle, stealthy magic or spy thing, but probably that seems like a safe bet at this point, based on the precautions you've taken.
I wonder if maybe recon isn't the name of the game.
I was thinking the same myself.
That's not to say, I mean, we could camp out and watch the proceedings, and if the opportunity presented itself, we could scoop another one of them.
And I'm envisioning this, by the way, you're at your honeycomb hideout having this conversation.
Yep.
How about Rip and Silver? Either of you have thoughts on what you want to get out of either reconning or attacking in the absence of completely blowing up this cult?
I I'd like to see if there are any of the nobility that might be a member of this cult. See if I
Ooh, good idea.
Yeah.
Good idea.
I'm curious to know if a cult about highfalutin spirits with big adjective words next to them might have some interesting spirit/ghost tech available to them.
Okay. Intriguing
could-
thoughts all.
Also observe, and if it seems to make more sense, we can always play stuff by ear, of course. Flashbacks are handy that way.
Yes.
We could certainly attempt a tactical strike at leadership. Yeah, but I don't know if pitched battle is the name of the game.
Goodness
Cut
no.
off the head of the worm, as it were.
Yeah, the head of the worm is fucking Monsignor
Scarlet.
Fucknut Skurlock. Thank you.
Scurvy.
So,
Felix.
but maybe we could slow them down a little bit. The other thing is, the information we picked up last time is that Skurlock has more than one cult at his disposal that he could point at us. So maybe the devil we know, keeping these guys around and knowing who they are rather than, wiping them out and getting a complete unknown thrown at us again might be.
Disagree. Always remove enemies.
So he's just Skurlock.
Nah.
Skurlock just has multiple cults.
Yeah, and that's kind of known that there's not like a whole bunch of people in Lord Skurlock livery, however you say that word.
Mhm.
I could say Tenebris, but not that, wandering around. But among other things, sometimes he hires freelancers, as you've encountered before, and also he manipulates openly or indirectly cults to do his often very mysterious bidding. So and there might be cults, and this is stuff you kind of know just from the criminal underworld. There might be cults that have no idea that they're affiliated in any way with Skurlock, but somehow he manipulates them. There might be others that he has caused to exist in the first place to do his mysterious work.
Okay.
So I'm hearing not a full-on direct assault, some watching and learning and maybe grabbing of stuff from these guys. Is that a fair
Yes.
like-
assessment of
it.
goals?
Grabbing of stuff or grabbing of one or two guys,
Okay,
depending on how the night plays out.
sure.
All right.
Okay, so I think we're moving toward an engagement role here. And, you've done some advanced work, which is going to help you some. Here are your 6 roads of planning an engagement. Assault, do violence to a target, which sounds like we're just discarding. Deception, lure, trick, or manipulate. Stealth, trespass unseen. Occult, engage a supernatural power. Social, negotiate, bargain, or persuade, which could be an option, I guess. Transport, carry cargo or people through danger. That one never seems to fit for sun chaser jobs.
Yeah.
I think we're at stealth.
Yet,
Yeah, I agree.
Stealth. Okay. So trespass unseen, we need, they say, is the point of infiltration. Now it's a wide open park. You know the area that they are supposed to meet in. And this is, let's paint a picture before we make our roll. Now, this is a big park overlooking a river with a canal on the other side, with a big tower to the north and another to the south. That might sound like a really nice tourist place where families gather. And maybe that was a few centuries ago. Now, Mistshore Park is this abandoned, overgrown, brambly, thorny wreck of a former park overlooking this slow-moving, turgid river. And on the other side of it is the sparkling lightning barrier that keeps all the monsters of the outside world from just coming in and eating Duskwall. So you don't get a lot of foot traffic coming through here in general. There might be people wandering on the outsides of the park along the streets, maybe blue coat patrols from time to time. But there's lots of hiding places and nooks and crannies and little clearings or good-sized clearings like the one that the cult is supposed to meet in. So that's just kind of a general picture of the terrain you're working with. So what is your general stealthy approach? All picking one spot and watching them, spreading out, trying to find high ground? What would be your lurkiness here?
could we, or what do you guys think of positioning ourselves in maybe a couple small groups? I mean, within 20 or 30 yards of each other, not being super far apart, but maybe not all under the same bush.
Agreed. I'm going to be more useful on higher elevation cap.
Okay, and you, with your scouting, you have found some place like that. So let's. It sounds like you're splitting into 2 groups, as is the Sun Chaser way.
Yep.
So let's have a group A and B. So Gun is going to look for higher ground. It sounds like.
Group A.
Who can
Who's with me?
hear really well?
Who can hear really well?
Yeah, I mean, who do we want down close, like listening to the actual proceedings?
Well, I have friends in high places, and I've got the robes and everything. I could wander about and listen in.
Okay, so Silver will be in Group B, a little closer.
Willie's got a 2 in survey, so I think I'd be more comfortable on the higher ground with probably
Willie's
up a
an A.
tree.
That leaves Rip.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
So it sounds like Silver's wanted to be a little closer, and if you want to make magical observations, being a little closer might
I
not
think
be
I should
bad.
be closer.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. And that leaves our wild card of Seymour.
You know what? I think I'm going to go with Group A just to mix it up a bit.
Okay.
I haven't gotten to spend a lot of time with that contingent actually out on a job, so.
Oh no, Seymour! Are you sure you're not going to get your frilly knickers all muddied up, hanging out with us two sewer workers?
Here's the other thing I can do. If Group B gets their cover blown or something, I can make a distraction and hopefully lead them over in my direction into the waiting arms of our grunts.
Okay. All right, we're headed toward an engagement roll.
Does this mean that we're bringing Gregor?
Oh, let's not forget Gregor.
Ooh.
I don't
Where do we want to put him?
I like Greg, but
on the couch is kind of where I'd want to put him.
Yeah, if anything,
he has done a good job guarding the place already.
Yeah, might as well call him the house cat.
Gregor the house cat.
Yeah, do we want him like roaming around a bunch of cultists? I don't think so.
Not a good idea.
No.
He's too unpredictable.
He's too precious and impressionable.
I still just envision him as the guy from Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Oh my God, that's exactly who I picture. Tor. Tor Johnson.
Tor Johnson. Yeah.
Yes, that is exactly who I have in my head. That's very funny.
So it's I don't want him.
Why are we giving him all the speaking parts? All right. Okay, we are heading toward our engagement roll. You automatically get 1 die just for sheer luck. We already have a bonus die from the pre-scouting by gun, so you have the lay of the land here.
You're welcome.
So you've got 2 dice. Now we go through our questions. Is this operation particularly bold or daring?
No.
I don't know.
This is kind of safer than what we've done before.
Yeah,
I really feel like we have our ass hanging out right now. But
I think it's pretty damn risky. I think it's pretty risky. But
sounds like the team split. Silver. Is this bold or daring?
Well, I mean, we're in the middle of a group of probably dangerous cultists. So I'd say medium level.
Okay. Oh, and before we forget, I mentioned last week, this park is haunted as all get out. I mean, it's like supposedly this scene of like tons of like lovers' suicides, and at one point it was an execution ground. Yeah, so it is notoriously haunted. That makes it a little more bold and daring. Okay.
Yeah,
I think we can give you a die for that.
Yeah, the terrain itself is going to be like pretty gnarly. You're right. Yeah.
Plus, we're outnumbered. We're going to be outnumbered, outgunned.
You've only got 1 gun.
Yeah.
Is this operation overly complex or contingent on many factors? No, I don't think so. That would be a negative if it were. Does the plan's detail expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest?
We don't really know that yet. We don't know a whole lot about them.
Or is it strongest against? I think that one's a wash either way. Friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation.
No, I don't believe so.
Are any enemies or rivals interfering? No, that would be a minus. I think we're riding at 3 dice here, which is a pretty decent engagement roll.
That's not bad.
Say. Who wants to make the crucial engagement roll? Who's most able to roll 3 1s?
Me, please. Is it a D6?
So it'll be 3d6, and as usual, you'll look for the highest number in the roll.
Okay, great. Well, there's a 6.
Okay.
It's a 5 and a 5.
Okay, like a second 6 would have been a critical.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, well, good result. You're in a controlled position when the action starts. Okay, so with guns pre-scouting, you're able to find 2 good hidey spots. One with some elevation like you were looking for. One, a clearing, not too terribly brambly. You're not going to get all sliced up just waiting there. Closer, within earshot if they're doing anything apart from whispering in this cult circle. The higher up spot, you can, I mean, if there's, yelling or like talking at a higher level, you'll be able to hear that. It's not super bright here, and I'm assuming you're not bringing lots of light or lighting it up to start.
Hell no.
Okay. So you also get into position before the cult shows up, and you are just kind of waiting. You can see some. There's some like residual glow in the mist, and the lightning barrier across the river is casting an eerie and somewhat flickery light across the water. So you can kind of see things. After waiting for a while and settling in, you hear and then see the approach of what can only be the cult of the Tenebrous Worms of Mist.
Oh,
Shambling in front of them is a tall, hooded figure that seems to be limping, staggering, shambling along, but everyone seems to be following it, him, her. Then a shorter figure behind that, a robed woman who seems to be waving the people along behind her. And then 5 others, you're thinking cultists. They've got a similar hairstyle to the one who showed up at your place the other day. Not instantly obvious their social class. They seem to be dressing to a type here of that's expected for the cultist, with the like weird wormy like hair tangled all over them, torn up clothing. They are carrying some gear and supplies. You see shovels strapped to some of their backs, for example. Some of them are carrying packs. A couple of them are carrying spirit lamps to shine a light and find their way to their cult meeting grounds. They are settling in, and it looks like they're getting ready to do something. The 5 cultists kind of sit like students on the ground looking at the 2 in front of them. Anything that people want to do in terms of observing things, or any roles you want to make or questions you want to ask before they start doing whatever they're going to do?
I guess my question would be, is Group B in a position to see the gathering, or are we far enough away that the mist completely obscures our vision?
It's misty and it kind of comes in and out, but you see this crew come in. They're carrying lights, and so that certainly helps. You're far enough away you wouldn't, like, if it was somebody you knew, you probably wouldn't make out their face, but you can see the numbers, the general look of them as I described it.
Could I, for example, with a fine long rifle, get a pretty good bead on any noggins if I really needed to?
Yeah, and especially now that they've sat down and they're standing still, the 2 in front of them. So yes, that wouldn't be that.
Thank you very much.
I would like to, if Gunn is bringing up the subject of scoping them out with a rifle, I would like to point out at this point in time that Willie has a blowgun and darts with him.
Okay. This will be a bit of range for the blowgun, but not impossible.
Okay, and we're still in Group A, right? We're Group A?
You're Group A, yep, with gun.
Okay.
On the hill, at further away.
Is Willie able to get a better inkling of what kind of equipment these people are carrying?
That sounds like some kind of role, perhaps. Surveying seems like it would fit to me.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's a very low risk. Like, you might have to lean out a little and look, but because of your good engagement roll, your first rolls are pretty safe.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So just 2?
Whatever your survey is, unless you want to start spending stress on this. I'm not sure if this is this could be the role you want to do it, but it doesn't have to be.
No, I'll just go with the 2. And that is a 5.
Okay.
5 and a 3.
Okay, yeah, with low risk, you don't expose yourself to seeing them, and it seems like they're pretty focused on what they're doing. So you see, like, looking, and again, mist is coming in and out, but they do have the lights there. You see that they have unpacked, they've got shovels and a couple of picks, so clearly they're getting ready to dig, entrench, you're not sure what. Also, they've brought a couple decent-sized leather bags, perhaps to carry things out from whatever they dig. They seem to be empty. The woman in front has a book and The hooded shambling figure is holding out for her to take from him at some point some kind of small flat box that seems to have something in it that will be of interest soon. Armed, you don't see any obvious big weapons. Doesn't mean they don't have a dagger or something tucked under a robe or, around a hip, but you don't see big guns or anything like that. Let's finish out Group A now. That was Gunn and Willie. Seymour, anything you are thinking about observing, or you can just sit tight and wait and see what happens?
I would kind of like to, looking at Shambly McGee, am I able to kind of commit his limp to memory? If I were to then, run into him out in the world, I might recognize.
That seems reasonable. I don't know. I don't think we need a roll for that.
I don't
You
need.
guys,
Okay.
Like, I think with your hunting ability, you're paying attention to this and only this. You can kind of mark that for future reference. Yeah, and it's pretty damn distinctive, I will say. I mean, like, it looks like somebody who doesn't. I don't know. It's hard to put a finger on like what injury would cause that limp. It's really hard to tell, but it's very distinctive. Well, yeah, more of a shamble even. Okay.
Yeah, then I'll hold tight.
Excellent. Down in the bramble, Silver, anything you want to be observing or doing or paying attention to?
I want to see if any of the cultists' faces are visible and if anybody is recognizable.
Okay, I like it. It is in the dark. Some of them are wearing veils. I think this could be worth a roll of some sort. What kind of roll? Could be survey, I think might make sense, but I'm open to other suggestions.
Consortum, just be like, hey, who are you?
You know what? How about if you're looking for noble people, I'll give you study in the sense that you've probably been over like the who's who of Duskwall nobility sort of thing.
Yeah, I looked at the yearbook.
Excellent.
The royal yearbook.
Duskwall book.
Yeah. There's this young guy came up with this thing. He's calling it the Facebook of Duskwall. I don't know what this is.
Already stole it from 2 rowers.
It's never gonna catch
on.
Never
gonna catch on. Okay, yeah, you can roll your study.
Oh, well, that's just great.
Okay. Okay. So that you don't get anything. The veiled person, so the cultists, you don't see, you're pretty sure they're not familiar. The big shambling guy, you don't know how the hell he could be nobility. Maybe the veiled woman, but with the veil, you're not getting a good look. But as you are looking, you feel like a disturbance in the mist on either side of you. You turn your head quickly to look, and there's nothing there. But you get the sense like there's some kind of you swear you saw some movement out of the corner of your eye, and you don't know what it was, but it sounds like a clock of some sort. Okay. And that leaves, of course, Rip down in the trenches here.
Right. I am very much interested. I mean, here we are in a spooky place with spooky things. This is a cult with a big shambly dude. I want to observe shambly dude to see what kind of creature he is, and I also want to know what tools of the trade are they using when they start summoning beasties.
Okay. So what I could be open up to a couple different skills there.
I have
what do you have
study
in
and
mind?
survey. 2 in study, a pip in survey.
And I'll throw out the option of attune as well if you're
I've
trying
got
to
2
read
pips in
this
attune.
down.
Yeah, attune. If you think that'll work, I'll take attune.
If you go for it.
All right.
Attune is a fun one. Yeah, can never attune too much, I always say.
No, I don't think so. A 6.
Okay. The light flickers and you're like the light is kind of shining on him for a moment and he doesn't look quite right, but you can't pin it down. But then the light shines away from him. And then as you're trying to focus, attune is like focusing your mind on the link between the physical world and the electroplasm. You see there's a mismatch. This is a dead body with that 6. This is a corpse. And there is a spirit in it. And it's not the original manufacturer model spirit that came with the body in the first place. So yeah, so this is an animated corpse animated by some kind of spirit.
That's
and tools of the trade. You don't see a lot in the way of summoning things, interestingly.
Wow. This got weird fast.
So you guys have all made your observations. As you do now, the woman talks like softly at first, but raises it, and it seems like it's just cult babble. We submit ourselves to the tenebrous worms of mist, and we serve them. We delve deep into the earth to find them and let them devour us, and we, to help commune with them, we consume the worm essence. And at this, Shambling Guy holds out the box now like a tray and opens it up. The cultists come up and each of them take a vial out of it. And she says, drink of the worm and commune with them and feel their spirit and dig down into their realm. So each in turn, they drink the stuff. Each of them starts shaking and quivering and hallucinating. Almost, it seems like they're seeing something you're not. And with your continued attune, Rip, you don't see anything. And so as at a command, they grab the shovels and picks and start furiously digging at the ground at what Wee Willie recognizes as an unsustainable pace for even the hardiest miner. But they are furiously digging and delving at the ground right now. As their attention is occupied, the woman in the veil pulls her veil aside, lights up what appears to be some kind of cigarette, and gazes off into the distance, looking kind of bored.
They've just been given some drug, which doesn't do a whole lot other than make them crazy.
And from their behavior, like and as they're going, they occasionally stop and like talk about the worms and feeling their embrace. And as far as you can tell, it seems like all of them see worms of some sort.
What do we see? What are they digging?
They're just digging down into the ground in a area central to that clearing, a spot chosen apparently by the cult leader.
Are they taking anything out as they go, or do they appear to be digging in unison for a single purpose?
The latter, though frantically and chaotically. But yes, they're not keeping the dirt. They're casting it aside. It seems like maybe they're going for a target. So at this point, since you guys are all kind of watchfully waiting, we can kind of fast forward if you want. But if anybody wants to intervene or do anything, we can do that.
I am going to lean over to Gun, and I'm going to say, if things go sideways, you're going to have your rifle on her, right?
Yep. Yeah.
That's who you're focusing on?
And I'll say, well, if you miss, I'll try a follow-up, and I'll pat my gun.
Willie opens his coat and shows a pistol, so we are all armed.
Was Gun okay with being patted there, Seymour? I mean, sorry, never mind.
I'm trying to focus up here, man.
As they're digging, you all now see some fluctuations in the mist for a moment. And Shambling Guy and Veiled Woman lean in and talk to each other. And the Shambling Guy makes some gestures, and he seems to be like scouting, searching around, his head bowed, like he's scanning the area around him.
The area that's being dug.
Like kind of looking all around beyond where it's being dug.
Yeah. Keep down, Silver.
Also, this woman, you said she lifted her veil to like light a cigarette?
Yeah.
Does she look familiar to Willie? I mean, Willie's not gonna
know, and you don't have
anybody.
Oh, Silver might have a chance to recognize her now, actually.
Okay, you want me to try again?
No, I don't think we need to roll again.
That was me being a bit meta there.
Oh yeah, no, I like it. I'd forgotten that would give a chance to see her. Yeah, that seems fairly.
But I would have no way of communicating that to Silver.
No, of course. But I mean, you're all just kind of sitting there watching at this point, so it seems reasonable that that she would get a good chance to see whoever this might be. Yeah, you do recognize her, actually. In fact, of course you would, now that you get to look at her face. Her name is Daniela Rowan.
Uh-oh.
She is, no, not late. She's not the head of the house. She is, you know her, not well, you know of her as a niece, maybe a black sheep of the family. Not somebody who you would be running into trying to make good with the Rowans, but a Rowan all the same, Silver. Yeah, now that you got to look at her face, it's definitely her.
Okay. I wonder if she's. I mean, she's pretty busy right now, but
True.
yeah, I don't know. She might be even a black sheep of the Rowan family might be able to, give me useful information at some point. But obviously not now while she's leading a cult.
Exactly. You could go up and introduce yourself. Rip, you see now the shambling guy. You feel like, oh, I recognize what he's doing. He is doing some kind of attuning. He is trying to tap into the spirit veil to scan the area around him, much as you often do.
Risk of making myself too known to him because I can't resist. Is it possible to scan what he's scanning? Or to at least
Sure.
attempt to?
Yeah, I like it. However, this is getting a little more dangerous. The risks of not of an incomplete success are escalated a
risk
little
danger,
bit there.
whatever.
Okay.
This is what we call the turnabout.
Yep.
You can't keep them away from these things.
So it's attune. Now you have the option of spending 2 stress if you want to take an extra die. The person with you, Silver, can actually anybody can try to attune. Silver could spend a stress to give you a die.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I will definitely do that. I've got plenty of stress.
Okay, stress to burn.
All right. I'm actually pretty high on stress, so it'd be safer for me not to.
Okay.
I'll take 3 dice then, it sounds like. Is that right?
Take mine. Mm-hmm.
Yep. 2
that
plus
sounds
the
like
one from
excellent.
Silver.
I just added a stress. We're good.
All right. So I'll roll 3d6. It's going to be great. What could go wrong?
Nothing can possibly go wrong.
4.
4, 4, 3. Okay. Well, I mean,
great.
4 is a middling success with some consequence. Okay. You kind of tap into what he's looking at and kind of briefly through his loaded corpse eyes, you see spirits. You see spirit energy in the circle around you. You know this is a place with lots of spirits of various sorts and ilks. He is scanning around. He's worried that these spirits are getting restless and might need some attention from him. However, in so doing, you have captured some of the attention of the spirit as well. I'm going to give you a choice, actually. I like choices on the middle ones. You can add a tick to the clock that's maybe going to bring out spirits of Mistshore Park, or you could add 2 ticks to your personal Ghosts A Comin' clock as your consequence.
The ghosts are coming.
Okay, and remember, I gave you a consequence. You always have the option to, resist it.
No. I want that clock to go.
Okay, all right. So 2 clicks on your Ghosts A Comin' clock.
Done and done.
Okay. Also, so he is seeing, it's almost like, think of it like an infrared thing in a movie. He sees spirits, and you're also seeing he's seeing some kind of spirit of 2 things kind of close and 3 things a little further away. Right now, you're just you all are kind of in the spirit background, but if he locks it in anytime soon, he might spot you by attuning.
Is it possible to obfuscate ourselves in this attunement?
Yeah. Huh. I think so. This could just be a long series of attune rolls. I don't want to do that. Well, he didn't quite get you this time, but yeah,
sure.
You can try that if he seems to be locking in a little further.
Okay, sounds good.
In the meantime, you hear a clank from the digging, and the intensity of the digging picks up, and the woman gives hushed orders to the people in the middle, the people digging. They step back, drop their tools, and start pulling something up out of the hole and handing it up. And now, fortunately, this distracts Shambling guy. He helps bring it up too. They bring up a 3 foot by 1 foot box, about a foot high. So a good sized metal box they bring up. And he sets it down on the ground in front of the cult leader woman. And she says, "Excellent. Let's take it away and get out of this place immediately."
Just the right size for a dead infant.
Wow.
Wow, man. Jeez.
That went dark fast.
That's where Rip's mind goes.
Okay. But yeah, it would be.
Or a tiny magician.
They seem to have gotten what they came for, and they get up and start to walk now out right past Silver and Rip, just past them now, coming out a different way than they came in. You can let them go, of course.
Well, I'm not going to try stopping them.
Are they moving? So they're moving farther away from the rest of us too. They're
moving past them and kind of tangential to you.
Okay.
Everyone to the goat cart. Sorry, Seymour, go ahead.
Honestly, was all I had. I'm buffering.
Okay.
I want to come up with something here, but
Surely we gotta follow him, or we gotta follow him somehow. We at
we
least
gotta
gotta see
follow
where
him,
she's going.
or we could just. I mean, I was expecting like 15 or 20.
Yeah,
With 7, we could just. I mean, we've
kill
got
'em
high
all.
ground and rifles right now.
Yeah, we could kill them all.
Yeah, Gunn looks over at Seymour and says, "Do you want me to take the shot, Cap?"
I don't know. A lot of gunfire in a park.
A not very crowded park.
It's a not very crowded park, and this whole thing will be over in less than 3 minutes.
How well connected are the Rowans that if we kill one, how bad would that be for us?
Well, no one's going to know it's us.
They're one of the main noble families in town, though, yeah.
Well,
just laying it out there. I've got my rifle with me, too.
Willie looks over at Gunn and makes a, gesture.
Gunn's looking at Seymour. Like, do I take the shot, Cap?
Okay, and I'm picturing this, like, let's have a little spaghetti Western music, and the, camera zooms in on Gunn, looking over at Willie, and Willie looks over at Seymour, and Seymour looks over at Gunn.
The Three Stooges.
Yeah, or that.
God damn.
Sensing his hesitation, Gunn decides to make the decision for everyone. Okay. Gunn takes the shot.
Gunn,
perfect. I was just about to wave you off. That is perfect.
I feel like that's perfectly in character for Gunn.
Yep.
Like, fuck it, we're doing this.
Who are you taking the shot at?
The woman.
All
she
right.
was the one I sided up on very specifically.
Okay, let us have you take your shot now, my friend. And I don't know, I feel like you should get some kind of advantage. We'll give you an effect advantage since you were sighted on it. So your shot will be probably lethal if you do hit, if that's your intent.
Yeah, I'm shooting for lethality. Like, I think it'd be better if these people just completely stopped. Like,
okay. All right.
So I'm going to make a hunt.
Okay.
I think that might be right.
Mm-hmm. That makes all the sense in the world. Yep, shooting from a cowardly vantage point. Yes.
Cowardly.
Did somebody say cowardly? Who said cowardly?
Cowardly. No, I am a hunter. Okay, I set up a blind and something moved into my range there. Okay, so I roll 2 dice since I've got 2 pips. Is that correct?
That makes sense. Yes.
Okay, so
you can always spend stress, of course.
I could always spend stress.
I'm ready with a follow-up shot, so we'll get 3 dice roll without spending a stress.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. So I did admittedly roll before that question came up, so I'm going to decide that I lost the ability to make that decision. But it doesn't matter because I got a 4 and a 2.
Okay, so a 4, but it's got higher lethality. So she staggers back at the shot, but as she does, the shot like came out in the middle of complete silence. The flash of it made you obvious to all and has drawn attention obviously to you, not at all surprising. And you took a careful shot and careful aim, but the recoil on it pulls your gun up a little bit, so you're not going to be able to get off another quick shot at anybody anytime soon.
Okay.
The line cultists do all manage actually to produce daggers, and still with that frenetic energy and look of just being drugged out of their minds now, howl and charge the 3 of your position. 5 of them, daggers waving, slavering angrily, shouting bloody murder at you.
Okay, Willie reaches into one of his bandoliers and produces a grenade.
Okay.
And I want to hurl it into the midst of the approaching cultists.
Okay. What is your role on this, Willie?
I'd like it to be a wreck, but it's probably a hunt, is it?
I
leave it to your discretion. It's gonna.
I feel like if we take it to a court of law, I would gladly step in on the side of Rack.
Well, here's the thing: are you looking to like get it in and where it's going to like blow up one of them, or are you looking to kind of like use the explosion to kind of scatter them and stop their run at you?
As per the book here, I wish to unleash savage force.
Okay. right.
I basically, it says you may smash down a door or wall with a sledgehammer or use an explosive to do the same.
Okay.
You might employ chaos or sabotage to create a distraction, overcome an obstacle. You could try to overwhelm an enemy with sheer force in battle, but skirmishing might be better, it says, for that.
Yeah. Okay.
But in my
I
case,
think
it's
using an
not.
explosive can put it into the wreck category. I buy that.
Okay, so that would
Wreck
be
on, Recky.
that would be 2, and fuck it, I need to make it count, so I'm going to take 2 stress.
Okay.
Willie
yeah.
just doesn't care. This has me at 8 stress, I think now. So
Oh shit. Okay.
yeah,
Isn't
yay!
that trauma?
You
at
might
this
be our
point?
first trauma.
Oh.
Yeah.
Trauma, stress, whatever. Tomato. And we have a 5 and a 6, a 1, a 5, and a 6.
Oh, you've got 2 6s. Wait, you got
Nope.
3 6. How many dice did you get?
He has a 1, a 5, and a 6.
Oh,
I
okay.
had a 1, a
I'm sorry.
5, and a 6. So
You
it's a
You
You
6.
said a
repeat
5
it.
and a 6, a 1, a 5, and a 6.
I get it. Okay.
It's what you said.
You get 5 damn dice?
That
All
is
right.
what I said.
Okay. Yeah. So that has scattered them. 2 of them fall down to the ground in front of you. The other 3 are shaken, and it halts their advance for just a bit. Let's round
this is
up.
fun.
Let's round up A with Seymour.
Yeah, I'll follow up with a rifle shot with my large weapon.
Okay.
And can I make that a hunt roll?
Oh yeah,
A hunt or a
this is kind of
skirmish?
classic hunt,
Yeah.
like shooting from a position.
I didn't know if now that they're charging us unaware if that changed.
Since they're still not to you, and you kind of, I assume, we're
Yeah.
kind of ready for something. Yeah, I think a hunt roll in this instance makes sense.
Again at the cult mistress.
Okay. She's since sprawling. She doesn't look great right now.
I rolled a 2, so
You rolled a 2 anyway. Okay. All right. So your shot goes wide anyway, whoever you were aiming at. And let's see. The fun part of this is assigning consequences, isn't it?
yeah.
This is just a normal kind of gun. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I was firing traditional ammo out of a pretty stock rifle.
With the explosion and now the shot goes whistling off into the woods, and you hear it ricocheting around more, like you should hear it once, maybe twice.
Mm-hmm.
You hear pew, 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 like it's ricocheting from tree to rock to tree to rock, and you see the mist swelling up off in the direction you shot at, and you swear you see human shapes starting to form in the midst and starting to move toward the clearing.
Well, shit.
Okay, position B. The cultist just ran past you, got blowed up some. The woman cult leader, the young Rowan, has been shot and spun down to the ground. Shambling guy is starting to wave his hands in incantations. Silver, what are you up to?
I am trying to avoid the melee, so to speak, and I'm wondering if I can create some kind of distraction for the shambling guy.
Okay. And in all of this, the whatever it is they took out, he sat down on the ground to wave his hands. So
Maybe
that's just down at his
I
feet.
could sort of sweep by and try to grab
the coffin.
Okay. So you're gonna try to kind of like peek out because they were coming kind of past you, so they're not that far from you in the scope of things. Describe your action, and then we'll figure out what role it is.
I mean, this is incredibly risky, but I would like to sort of try to edge closer and maybe while he's busy incantating, if that's a word, see what this thing is on the ground and maybe try to kick it out of the way to rip and see if he can take a look.
That sounds cool. I like it.
Because he's the mystical guy, so he would know.
He seems to be, yes. Okay, so that sounds. What kind of role would we be doing here?
Well, wouldn't that be kind of that's not really a skirmish, is it? That's
more fighty, yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like a consort roll to me.
How about finesse?
This actually, I was just looking at finesse. That seems like finesse an item for someone's pocket. I think that makes a lot of sense, actually. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you want me to roll that?
Yeah, finesse, and remember you could spend 2 stress if you want an extra die. This is going to be kind of risky. In fact, I think this is dangerous enough. I'm going to call it a desperate position, because if you get caught in the midst of all of this, it could be bad. But there's an upside to that.
Okay, I think I can spare a little stress here, so I'll go ahead and take the 2 stress and get an extra die.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So we're gonna go roll 3d6. Crush fingers. No,
3, 3, and a 2.
Oh shit. Okay.
that's not good, is it?
No. The good news is, because I said it was a desperate position, you get to mark experience in your prowess, but you have exposed yourself to attack in trying to grab this thing. So you've just like gone out. You thought you were stealthy. The mist suddenly pulled up around you. The still glowing lantern light has you completely exposed.
Can I back up for just a second here? My plan was not to try to grab it with my hands. It was
Okay.
to try to kick it to.
You're gonna go and kick it. Okay.
Yeah. I just before you got too involved in that, I just wanted to let.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for clarifying. Okay. That does make it a little different. Okay, so you go to kick it, but the light, the mist swirls up. You're caught in the light. One of the cultists spinning around sees you trying to get this thing that they just worked in a drug-induced stupor to try to dig up, and slashes at you with his dagger. It will do 1 harm to you. So mark slashed on it. And remember, you can always make a resistance roll, risking stress to try to avoid the harm. So you'd write slashed in one of the level 1 harms, unless you want to go for a resist roll.
No, I'll be okay.
Okay. It'll build your street cred, if nothing else.
Okay. Well,
Scars never hurt anybody.
Slash me across the face, you know. It's
all right. Rip, as you watch all of this happen, Silver jumps out and tries to kick the thing over to you, gets caught out and slashed by one of the stunned, drugged cult members. It's a good thing he was stunned and drugged. Otherwise, it could have been a much worse slash, actually. You can tell from your position. What is Rip up to?
Well, Rip's plan was to try and attune fight with a shambling guy.
Ain't no fight like an attune fight.
Yeah. Except, they don't really want Silver to come to much harm.
Sorry about that, Rip. I kind of screwed that up for you, didn't I?
Is it possible to summon a spirit to go after the cultist?
Yeah, that sounds like fun, doesn't it?
Yeah, that does sound like fun, doesn't it? Let's do that.
Yeah, that's all about attuning, I would imagine.
2 pips.
Yeah. So just give us a vision of how your mind sweeps out looking for a spirit in the midst of this spirit-rich environment.
Oh, yeah. What I'm looking for is a spirit who is, let's think here. Something that's all agitated because of all the action that's happening and just wants to get in, and I want to open the door between realms just right at the backside of that cultist. So that a spirit is right there ready to run right through and just hit him.
Okay. I'll give you a choice. You can kind of try to play it safe attuning, or just kind of let the barrier rip, knowing that it could backfire on you.
Let the barrier rip.
Okay. So I'm going to give you more effect, but more danger. So this will be a desperate, but successes will give you better result.
All right.
Failure will cause more harm.
2 dice?
You're attuned, yep.
2 dice it is. 6!
6! Oh, very nice. Okay, so yeah, you reach out and capture the spirit of... you feel just an angry spirit. Someone who had been executed on the execution grounds from, I don't know, probably 200 years ago or something, looking for a target to vent its anger on.
Slab bulkhead?
It looks straight. It looks straight into your eyes for a moment, and you feel the rage point at you. But then, with your masterful attuning, you kind of do a gentle gesture toward the corpse, and you see this spirit
call him Coco Banana later.
Plunge into the corpse, and the corpse staggers back. It looks like warring spirits inside the body. Whatever effect it was trying to conjure up is clearly interrupted and stopped. And it staggers back away from the case down at its feet and from Silver and the angry cultist.
Perfect.
Gun, let's pause for a moment as you get your gun back ready. And let's see, Willie, you just threw that there grenade. 2 of the cultists seem to be down, either dead or quite stunned. One turned to try to keep Silver from kicking the treasure out of the way. The other 2 are really pissed at you guys now, though, and are charging and closing on you with their daggers. And one saw you throw it, it's covered in smoke and soot from that grenade. It is very angry at the person who threw it, and he's charging right at you, ready to stab.
Well, then Willie is going to... What's he got? Well, he's going to have to draw his pistol and take a shot.
Not his blowgun?
Oh, he could use his blowgun.
I don't. It's your choice.
No, I think the pistol will be...
Willie's choice.
Will be they're both going to be equally bad.
Okay.
Because I don't think I've got enough distance to use another grenade, do I?
Oh no, this guy will be on him before you can pull that off, and you'll be anything. A grenade that hits him at this point will hit you too. Yeah.
How close is he?
He's like almost to you now, like in a burst of drug-induced speed.
Well, I could produce some standstill powder from my bandolier.
You have such a thing?
Oh yes, I do. I have it right here.
Excellent.
It's in slot number 2. I decided to wear both bandoliers, which was
nice.
I think a good idea. Yes. So I do have some standstill powder.
Okay.
Which causes temporary paralysis. And so I think I would rather just paralyze him and leave him to somebody with a better hardware skill than me.
So it's a poison. Would this be something that would work on contact, or does he have to consume it?
It says it's a powder.
A powder. Okay. All right.
It's weird because it says on the sheet it's called standstill poison, but in the book it is.
So it's a powder. Okay. So you're pulling out a little pouch of powder and you're trying to like fling it in his face.
I'm just gonna fling it in his face and hope he just inhales it. Yeah.
Okay.
I hope he just inhales it. Yes.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a roll to whip it out and hit him square on.
Willie whips it out.
Okay.
Okay. Oh boy, but what's it going to be?
Yeah.
Well, whatever it is, Willie's bad at it.
Okay.
It's either a hunt or a skirmish.
I feel like it's a skirmish at this point as this guy closes in on you.
I have no points.
Okay. So you'd roll 2 dice and take the lower.
Yep.
I don't know if you want to spend 2 stress at this point. One of your compadres could spend a stress to give you another die, though. Who's in Group A?
That's me. I've got your back.
Okay.
Okay, so that's still...
Mm-hmm.
So it's 3.
So that brings you up to 1 die.
Okay, yeah.
So instead of rolling 2 and taking the lowest, you roll 1 die. So you can see that's a lot better.
Not really, but...
See how marginally helpful?
I still quite haven't figured the logic of that one yet. It's like, is it better?
Oh, it is. It is.
Okay, here we go.
It's really hard to get a 6 rolling 2 and taking the lower.
Okay.
Like it's a 1 in 36 chance instead of 1 in 6 chance.
By the way, and while he's doing this, he turns to Gunn and says, "Gunn, I think we seriously misunderstood the words reconnaissance and stealth here." Okay, let's go. 5.
Yeah, but just think about all the problems we're causing / solving.
There you go.
Okay, so yes, you throw the powder into his face and it quickly gets into his mucous membranes in his mouth and starts to paralyze him. Let's have a choice. I like choices on these middling ones.
I rolled a 5, man. Come on.
Well, yeah, no. 1 to 3 is bad. 4 or 5 is good, but 6 is just good. So what's the but here? Did you get caught up in the cloud of paralysis powder, or did he get through a stab before he completely froze?
Fuck you, Rob. You're enjoying this game too much. Jesus.
No, I should have said, did you get Gun with some of it? No, I'll keep him.
Not too late.
Yeah.
How long?
That feels like an offer for a devil's
How long does this paralysis powder last?
Well, he got it full in the face. You're going to get a little bit of it, so it won't be as bad.
Oh shit! I'll take the hit of paralysis powder.
Okay. All right. So this guy, the cultist, freezes as he was lashing out at you with his dagger, drops the dagger. He freezes in awkward position and slumps to the ground. You feel like some of it blew back into your face and you feel yourself slowing down at least. Gun helped you. How about Seymour? What do you got going on up there now? Cultists are dropping like flies. Corpse guy is now just gesticulating and jerking around like he's got a second spirit in his body or something. Silver is down there squared off with a cultist. There's another knife guy approaching with slightly more caution than that first one.
How much range do I have on knife guy who's approaching with caution?
You could get off a shot before he gets to you with this one. The other one was running full tilt. This one staggered aside after the grenade blast and then started to pick up steam.
You know what? Silver seems to be in a more desperate position. I think I'm going to take a shot at that one.
At Silver? Oh no,
no,
at
the person squared off with Silver.
Excellent.
I'd like to make things worse.
And I can do a hunt or a skirmish. They're the same.
Yeah, it would be hunt because you're at range. The person is not in a position where they can hit. Nobody's in a position where they can hit you right away.
Okay, and that's just 1d6 for me.
Okay.
6.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh, very nice. Okay.
A lot of 6s tonight.
Well, that followed my other roll was a 2, so.
Silver, you got slashed, turned, staggered back away from the guy. He was bringing his knife up again, and then a shot fires out from the rays, and the cultist goes staggering away and collapses to the ground.
Nice.
You lock eyes with Seymour and, give him a thumbs up.
Yeah.
I look over to Gunn, who I'm assuming after my first shot was rolling their eyes at me. And I say, I just needed a little time to get warmed up.
Okay, Gunn, you've got your gun back in position now and have followed the scene. We've got one more knife-wielding cultist charging up the hill. 2 down, 3 down. That's about it for cultists. You see that the one you hit, the woman, is trying in the confusion to crawl away toward hiding in cover. The corpse still doesn't seem to have wrestled things down just yet. What are you doing, Gunn?
All right, here's exactly what I want to do. And I'm going to be awful greedy about it. And I'm going to drop my rifle. And what I'd like to do is use my sharpshooter ability to unleash a barrage of rapid fire from my pair of fine pistols.
Nice.
And essentially, I want to keep the knife guy from coming up the hill, and I want to keep the lady from crawling away. For some reason, I'm imagining myself kind of like up a hill, and then down the pathway is the knife guy.
Yep.
And then like a little off to the side is the lady, and I'm trying to just get in a good angle there.
That is all accurate, yeah. And this is your thing called sharpshooter, you said, yeah.
Yes,
so you can push
I need
yourself,
to push myself.
Yep, which means 2 stress.
Okay.
So you could still make your hunt roll, I think, to see how effective that is. No, wait, to do one of the make ranges. No, you don't need to roll to make that barrage of rapid fire. You're just trying to suppress both of them.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, I don't need to roll. It just, you can push yourself to do one of the following. Oh, that is sick as hell.
Yeah, if you did the first one, you'd be making the ranged attack. It just gives you extra range, and then you would roll. This one, you're just doing kind of suppression fire by spending the 2 stress. Very nice. Okay.
Suppressing fire!
Okay. It does slow down. At least the cultist has some sense of self-preservation despite the intense drugs that he appears to be on, and slows down and isn't going to close and try to stab anybody right now. The cult leader kind of like drops the woman with the veil, who's severely wounded, clearly, drops and tries to like get behind an old tree stump for cover, but can't move very quickly.
I'm a tornado of fucking bullets.
Downhill. Silver, your cultist is gone. Corpse guy is occupied. The box is now right there at your feet. And I don't think there's anybody left to stop you from doing anything you wanted to do with it if you're still interested.
Well, yeah, let's see if I can get this thing.
Okay. It's not light, but it's not at all prohibitively heavy. It feels like a solid like iron box, hollow inside it. You can feel something moving inside it. You judge that whatever's inside it is not super heavy. So it's very much carryable.
It's about the weight of a dead infant, apparently.
No.
Well, I mean, I don't want to open it. I'd rather somebody with a little more occult knowledge and attunement do that.
Okay.
I can at least get it over to, say, Rip or whoever wants to carry the damn thing.
Has the mission kind of morphed into now we just want what's in there, whatever's in the box? Like I'm starting to get that sense a little bit. Yeah.
It may have mysteries within that will answer all of our questions.
Exactly.
Why not just open it? I mean, this whole situation's gone to shit anyway.
It could get a whole lot worse. We've got ghosts closing in on us. The sooner
Mhm.
we finish this and get the fuck out of here, we can open it somewhere else.
I think we should keep Madam Cultist alive too.
Okay.
And find out what the hell is in that box.
All right. So Silver, you're grabbing the box and just taking it back into your hiding spot to Rip, or?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And Rip Silver, somewhat more slashed for wear, brings the box back over. You've got the corpse guy. He seems to be getting the better of it. You're getting the sense that whatever spirit initially possessed the corpse is fairly powerful from this little contest you've created here. And the cult leader, you see some suppressing fire has come down from the rise over there. And she's dropped back down to the ground and kind of covering up as best she can.
This might be the better part of Valor time. Does it seem like we could hoof it over to our buddies?
You're saying that to Silver?
I'm asking you. I'm asking you what my assessment of the situation is.
Oh,
asking God.
Is there a route that can be taken relatively easily?
Yeah, there's just vertical now. There's just corpse guy, and he's engaged, and there's one standing up cultist, right? 2 down from grenade, 1 paralyzed, 1 shot down the hill. Yeah, there's just 1 knife guy trying to bob and weave up toward the 3 of them up the hill.
What do you say, Silver? Should we hoof it out?
I think we should get out of here. Yes.
All right, let's do it.
Let's get the hell out of here.
Towards our compatriots.
Correct.
All right, so you guys can clean up now. If you guys are going to shoot the remaining cultist with the knife, you pretty much have the drop on him now. So if that is your choice, you can finish him off without a lot of die rolling.
Yeah, I would say so. Just generally, my next move would be, okay, now that I've done a little bit of juggling, so that everyone else can have a chance to affect these characters. My next move is then to just focus fire on the knife guy.
Okay.
And just pick him apart.
Yeah, between your 2 guns, and if Willie pulls something out, yes, he's not going to get too far with 1 knife against 3 guns.
Why do we always talk about Willie pulling things out? Can we talk about this as a group a little bit more? I'm kidding.
Does Gunn have any electroplasmic ammunition with her?
She does, but she recently made a revelation that she might not want to use those as much as she has been.
Oh yeah.
So I was thinking she might want to take out reanimated corpse guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. I forgot about your clock.
Well, I just learned about it, and I kind of like that. I like that aspect of it in a weird way. For those of you listening at home, that's right. I did finally read the book, and each time I use the electroplasmic ammunition, I need to take a tick off of a clock called "Attention from the Spirit Wardens."
Ooh,
and that's going to be bad. So.
Well, and I have read the book many times now and missed that. So
yeah,
one of many rules I've missed along the way. It turns out
it's one of those things that it's such a detail that if I was a responsible player, I would have done the homework. But
that's okay. Okay, so you guys now are back together. The Team B, Silver and Rip, ran back up to you guys after you finished, and as they did, you finished off the remaining cultist.
Okay.
Now you can talk about what you want to do. The corpse guy has now fallen onto the ground. You're not sure what that means. It seems like the veiled woman is alive, but not for very long with Gunn's targeted shot earlier. Silver has the box that they just dug up. Their other equipment and the tray and stuff are all strewn about the clearing. You guys can figure out what you want to do now. And yeah, the mists are swirling and swirling now. You know that pretty soon this haunted park is going to get more actively haunted.
It is time to leave. Let's grab the box and the lady and...
Well, I don't know if the lady will make it. So I think we should just find out from her what is in that box and then leave.
Also, Gunn goes over to check on Willie. It looked like he took a face full of some kind of powder or something.
Yeah, that's right.
Is he up and moving around okay?
Very slowly. Willie is going to definitely slow you down. from that partial paralysis. This is not going to be an ongoing harm.
Feet tall. Let's just pick him up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little guy.
All right.
I got him.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
I got you, bud.
So what was your plan for the heavily shot cult leader?
She coming with?
We can take her with, but I'm afraid she won't make it. But let's just
I
get the
say
fuck
leave
out
her.
of here.
You want to try to?
We can't leave her. We need to know what's in the damn box.
Ah. Someone talk to her then real quick.
Well, we can open the damn box to find out what's in it.
Uh-huh.
We could do that, or we could ask what's in it.
So you want me to do this woman to woman? You want me to go? See if she'll talk to me. I mean, Seymour's the more persuasive one, but I mean, I can sway her. I could try swaying her.
It's an option.
All right. Well, I'm happy to go down, try to sway her, and convince her to tell us what's going on. I don't know. Tell her that we'll heal her wounds, or something.
Have at it.
Which is a total lie, but.
Oh my god. Okay. Harsh. Very harsh.
All right. So that's a sway. Is that okay, Rob?
Yeah, that sounds like a total sway, and you're suggesting with deception that you are going to heal her up if she. And you're trying to find out what's in the box.
The box. What's in the
box?
So sway on, sway.
Shit. 2.
Oh, 2 twos.
I give up, man. This is
wow.
terrible.
She says, "Your death lies in there.
Oh, fuck it. Let's just get out of here.
Take it and you will be hunted. And I lay a dying curse on you all."
Oh, great. Sorry, everyone.
Oh, bite me, bitch. And then gun shoots her.
Yes.
All right. As you turn to go, is that the plan here?
Yep.
Okay. You hear from behind you just a wheezing voice like, "Thought I might run into you again."
Oh.
And you, like, glancing back, you see it's coming from the corpse and talking with some labor. Not that it's hurt, just that it's trying to figure out the controls, kind of. "You killed me in a live body last time. Figured I'd save the trouble this time with a corpse."
Oh boy.
Is it getting up or anything, or
Nope,
is
it's
it
just laying there talking to you. It seems like its motor controls are pretty limited right now after that internal spirit battle.
Gunn looks over at Rip and is like, "What the fuck?"
And who are we speaking to?
"Could be a friend.
I killed him.
Why don't you stay out of Lord Scarlock's paths? Then we shan't have to make trouble for each other so much anymore." And you hear it's almost like mechanically drawing air back into its dead lungs to try to support the next words.
It's Darth Vader. Interesting.
"I bear you no ill will."
Cool. Okay, let's go.
"Oh, another thing. I've been holding the ghosts back." And then the face slumps down.
Oh, great. Let's get the fuck
Time
out
to
of here.
leave.
Now we leave.
Okay, instead of role playing this out, let's have an exfiltration roll. I just made this up. It's going to be the opposite of your engagement roll. Talk about how you are getting out of here in such a way as to limit the ability of the ghosts to conjure around and do you harm on your way out.
Well, not to try to double dip on my previous downtime activity, but I did happen to also think about exfiltration.
I think you specifically said lines of sight and escape routes. I think that is true. So that makes sense.
Yep. Because also this is the kind of thing that we can throw flashbacks at as well, right?
Oh yeah. Nobody's used a flashback yet.
Yeah, it feels that way, right? So I don't know. I'd be willing to spend the stress. I've got it to burn if you don't feel comfortable with the double dip, but it sounds like you are.
I kind of am, but with a good flashback, you might even be able to get away without the roll. Tell me about your flashback.
Okay, yeah. I think that a lot of Gun surveying the area was very much like lines of sight, but also, okay, what's the best and quickest way out of here? So because of that, she actually marked a short pathway by drawing, by etching some triangles in the trees or some cover or whatever. Mm-hmm. Kind of leading out from where the meeting was going to be back towards the best way back home from out of the park. So like as we're starting to like run through the mist, Helena like says, "Follow the triangles." And sure enough, like we start to see like the triangles kind of pointing us in the direction of like where out is.
Okay, I'll give you a choice. You can spend 1 stress, and that thing you just said is going to give you a bonus on your roll.
Okay.
2 stress. Not only did you mark the path, but you left a rope line that like you can kind of all zip line down.
Oh.
And you all make it out without the roll, like with ghosts like chomping at you and like freezing at you, but always just out of reach as you all like slide down this thing.
Nice.
Yeah, I would absolutely love to do that for 2 stress. Okay. Give it to me.
Gun just slings Willie up over shouting.
Okay.
It's all extremely heroic.
Leaving the bodies behind you, hearing the death crows starting to flap their way in after the deaths in the area that are going to mark the way for the spirit wardens, ghosts slashing and chomping always just behind you. You make your way past the marked path, slide down the rope out into the street, and charge down the road away from the haunted park.
Well, that went well.
Yeah.
That went well.
Yeah,
so are we back at home now?
I think you can like make your way back home.
And we're all just sitting around quietly staring at this box.
Yeah, like like the implication is that we've been sitting there sort of in silence regarding it before Willie says, "Well, that went well."
Yeah.
So we're not going to open the box and find out what's in it?
Would we literally just open this box?
Yeah, let's just open it.
I mean, that seems like an insanely reckless thing to do. Is just open.
Which is why we should do it.
This box.
So after a bit of argument, it sounds like you decide to open the box. Who's opening it?
Oh, I'll do it.
Make Willie do it. We insist Willie does it.
Willie's not opening your goddamn box. Willie's hiding behind the couch.
Gunn takes a drink before the box gets opened.
Gregor, open that box for us.
Oh, Gregor, yes. Let's get Gregor to do it.
Aw. Okay. Nothing bad actually happens. I just wanted to have that little tension there. Yeah, you open the box and it is a leathery, apparently long preserved, you guys know your anatomy, okay? Larger than you would expect heart. And we'll just leave that to hang there.
Sick.
The telltale heart.
It's not beating or anything, is it?
No.
Oh, God.
It's just sitting there.